A thread by Carlos Osuita. Hey, pollsters, explain this to me. A simple question follows. First, the @DNC account. Look at the likes and retweets. 52 likes, 22 retweets. Next, the @GOP account. Compare the likes and retweets. 1.2K and 515 retweets. If Biden is absolutely mopping the floor with real Donald Trump, then what gives? How do the giant, pulsating brains of the polling industry explain this? Russia? Are the Russians looking for more of this? This thread embedded is the Carlos Osuita thread detailing the February 7th, 2018 destruction of mercenary forces belonging to Russia at Deir ez-Zor, Syria. One of my brothers is a communist. It's the damnedest thing. He tells me that my tangible reality does not exist and that I must junk it for the fairy tale in which he lives. It doesn't matter that this will never happen. He simply can't stop repeating himself. You know what it's like? We had a cat, a feral, who just showed up. He was off his rocker, but we kept him anyway. After we built a cat door, he would sit outside of it for half an hour, sticking his head through the flap. Then he'd make a flying leap over the tiny throw rug. I finally figured out what was wrong with him. He instinctively thought the throw rug was a furry animal. When I took away the throw rug, he was fine. But only part of him was ever tame. He was totally insane. Any manufactured cat toy scared him. The only things you could use as toys were things that grew in nature. He was like a cave cat, a Neanderthal. The Twilight Zone had an excellent episode called Execution. A mad scientist brought a random cowboy into the future, and the cowboy went insane. When the scientist opened the window to the cityscape, the lights and car horns and loudspeakers made the cowboy lose his mind. My brother had the opposite reaction when he went to Flandreau, South Dakota in 1988. I stayed in a motel a mile or so from the city. When he went outside at night, there was total silence, like the vacuum of space. In Flandreau, no one can hear you scream, he still says. But he didn't go crazy or plow ahead with talking points. This is why the Democrats will lose. They just deleted this gem of a tweet from the Democrats. Trump has disrespected Native communities time and again. He's attempted to limit their voting rights and blocked critical pandemic relief. Now he's holding a rally glorifying white supremacy at Mount Rushmore, a region once sacred to tribal communities. Now, why would the Democrats say that Trump visiting Mount Rushmore is a celebration of white supremacy? Because they're insane. Somebody saw it and screamed, "Oh my God," and got on the phone. "Take that down, you idiots. Are you trying to get Trump elected?" How about we get into some issues with our Native American brothers and sisters? Do they really want us to do that? How many cultures did we white Americans exterminate with centuries long campaigns of cannibalistic terrorism? Here's a little bit of blunt truth. Hearing Native Americans complain about their mistreatment is like hearing the Japanese complain about having atom bombs dropped on their heads. Nobody at The Guardian would like it much if the Sioux ran the United States. How would you nice British folks enjoy raids on your offices to kidnap and impregnate women? Oh, and the tortures inflicted on men. Not one white American did to Native Americans what they did to each other. So, spare me this drivel. Trump meets constantly with Native American leaders. The Democrats do not. Ask Native Americans about the Indian Health Service. You thought the VA was bad? The Indian Health Service was basically just a name until Trump came along. The Democrats picked a fight with the largest voting bloc in the country. Pure madness. Vote for us to prove you're not racist scum. And then, of course, from Stephen Crane, think as I think, said a man, or you are abominably wicked. You are a toad. And after I had thought of it, I said, I will then be a toad. The words racist and racism no longer have any meaning. All the groveling we're seeing is a lagging indicator. The leading indicator is the mob action. Democrats were more insane than my cat to embrace that. One final hilarious observation. Half of someone polled thinks that Biden has dementia. And half of those someone polled say Biden should address it. Is that the funniest thing you've ever heard? I am not diminutive. See, he's fine. Or, yes, I have dementia. Oh, well, at least he's honest about it. Now I can vote for him in good conscience. The whole thing is way on beyond zebra. What comes after the Twilight Zone? And I still find it amazing that people think Biden's VP will have the real power. It's going to be Jill Biden, you idiots. She's the first American second lady to hold a full-time paying job when her husband was vice president. She worked her whole life. She has multiple degrees. This is from her memoir. The role I have always felt most at home in is being Dr. B. The Democrats forced her to take a leave of absence from Northern Virginia Community College to be a good campaign wife. No way will she let someone else be president. She's pissed off and only about 1 billion times smarter than any of the women Biden can choose as VP. Jill Biden would be president. Everything you're hearing is pure hogwash. Biden needs to address the issue of his cognitive health. That says all you need to know. Nobody opposing Trump is playing with a full deck. Trump is on track to win hugely. And I bet my house on it. And your house too. You and all the rest of you stinking sons of Benedicts. Name that movie.